Fort Center is a place that has millions of years coming together in one spot.
Well, Fort Center is very close. It's between Moorhaven and Lakeport, very close to Lakeport, and on the edge of Fish Eating Creek. And it was used during the Seminole Wars. You know, it was a fort for the Seminole Wars, and it was never used after 1855.
They came all the way down to Florida hunting mastodons, which are a thinner, longer species of the mammoth. And many of these Indians settled over and over the same sites.
Canal that was around the big mounds there. It was kind of a leftover canal, and then there was a canal that led to the lake, toward the lake. And they asked me why did I think that was there like that, and I said it was nothing but a trap for fish and turtles.
They have mounds there that were really dating back to the Paleo Indians. The Paleo Indians first settled Florida thousands of years ago after the last ice age.
There's a woman here in town, Virginia Douglas. She and her husband, who is deceased a long time ago, and she's been married many years since then, but she and her husband would go down to the river's edge when they were dredging it out and sift through the spoil. And the artifacts, the paleontological finds, were fabulous, and they can be seen in Gainesville at the Museum of Natural History, some of them.
Fort Center Trail, which was officially dedicated in January of this year, 2009. On the Fort Center Trail, there are educational kiosks, and there's places for you to sit and take a rest. And you can actually walk along Fish Eating Creek at Fort Center and experience the creek, which is the last natural tributary left that goes into Lake Okeechobee. And there's also archaeological sites and interpretation on the various Indian mounds at Fort Center.
I love taking people to the Ortona Cemetery because I hate going to big cities and just seeing one monument after another. They all look the same, or they're all stuck in the ground. What I found that was so endearing about the Ortona Cemetery is that you can go in there and really get a slice of that person's life. There are homemade monuments to, there's this one that I love that is a monument to a mother and her children who died during the first big storm. And it tells her story. And it's a homemade one. It's not some sophisticated one. And then, of course, the cowboys, they'll have saddles on their gravestones. And the little kids will have their toys. Chief Billy Bowlegs is buried there. Of course, I have lots of family that's buried there. But so many of the headstones are unique to that person. And if you take the time, you can feel like you've gotten to know that person as an acquaintance.
The Ortona Indian Mounds have a special place in my heart because when I was a boy, the mounds, all of the mounds existed. But then later, the county came in and, they needed dirt and to build roads, and so they went in and they destroyed a lot of the mounds, but only when they found 12 skulls did they decide that they needed to quit digging. Mr. John Coffey, one of the commissioners, made a trade to trade that historical, archaeological, what was left of it, of that archaeological site to Glades County for some of the land that was inside of Likes. Now, I don't think Mr. Coffey understood the significance of what he's done. There's only one portion of mound there now that's probably 25 foot high because the most of the mound has been moved, but it's still, the people can still see it. I went and begged the commissioners to allow me to write a grant to make a park there and to let me devote part of my life to making a park and save that archaeological site. We did an archaeological dig there. They went back to a year, I think it was 1000, or before. So those Indian mounds are so important, and there was two canals. One went to the southwest, the biggest one did, and the other went to the mounds to the southeast from the big mounds in the scrub there. And when the archaeologists came to talk to me and asked me why did I think the canals was there, I said it was to circumvent the waterfalls at Fort Thompson.